V'hinei al yidei ha'hitzbonos b'chol zeh. Now through the contemplation of all that was explained, eich shekol ha'olamos b'telim legamrei etzlo yizborech, how all the worlds are completely nullified to him and be blessed, ad shenikra midbar u'shmama kanal, until they are called a desert and desolate, like we said. From this comes the thirst that the soul of all living should be drawn towards him. To cleave to may be blessed. That he is the life of life may be blessed. Like it says, to love Hashem Elokecha ki hu chayecha, because he is your life. And that is that your life is only him. Like it says, like it's written, see now that I am the one, and there's no Elohim with me. He's the only life. But rather, only that this verse is speaking about in the time to come, that that's when we will say, you can see this now. With a tangible vision, and as it's written, and the honor of Hashem will be revealed, and all flesh will see together. And it's written that we will see eye to eye, which is not the case now, because in the time of exile, it's a concept of thirst. That we want to reach this level, that it should be this this clear, tangible vision. Like it says, my soul thirsts for Elohim lekel chai, to the God of my life. When will I come and see? Now it's written Midbar, about those who go in the desert, that they are hungry and thirsty, and their souls in them are in a difficult position, and they cry out to Hashem in their difficulty, from this thirst, to the point where their souls are and that the difficult position in them, so is born into them the crying out in the heart, on the opposite, because it's very difficult, this exile, and being tied into this physical body. That they're thirsting for Hashem and they're far away is part of being physical. And that is when you place it onto your heart, there's no true life to all the creations, and even to the higher worlds. But rather that you are the one who gives life. So if that's the case, Yasim Asham Nafsho, you'll place it upon your soul that you are your faults, the lacking in your soul. Is how you are far away from Hashem completely, and your life is not life. Rather, your life is like the nations. And that's the concept of this verse in the desert of Sinai, that there comes down this hatred towards the nations of the world, who worship idols and are worshipping the stars and the mazalos. Kalav Dahainu. That is because of this state of desert and thirst that we bring ourselves to. That your soul thirsts for the living God, or the God of your life. This causes you to awaken a hatred on the bad, to have the crying out of the heart. Like it says in Tanya. That in accordance with the greatness of your love towards Hashem, so too is the greatness of the hatred towards the bad side. Look over there. And what does it mean, the nations of the world? That is not just that you're like the nations of the world, but that you have these physical desires of the animalistic soul. And that's in every man. That is the, so to speak, nationhood of the desire towards the world. And upon this concept, this hatred comes down because of this, so to speak, desert and thirst. And with this you can understand that they established prayer in the time of exile specifically, because when we had the Beis Hamikdash Lo Haisa Shlita Mimshala Lahara, there was not a rulership over the bad Shemiklipos V'Sitra Achra, that are from the Klipos and Sitra Achra Lidabik Ba'adam Kolkach, to attach themselves to a person so much. V'Spardu Kol Po'ali Oven, and all workers of bad were separated. And like we said previously in the second paragraph, with the concept of that we will conduct nations under us, with the concept of going up to the regel. But in the time of exile, the time when man was ruling over man, so there was not rulership. There was not rulership of the Klipos, and during the time of the Mikdash, but there is now, and that's why we have the tefillah, in order to cause this concept of the hatred to come down and the thirst of the desert, and so forth. So, but in the time of exile, we have to separate it through the prayer, through the flames of fire and thirst and the crying out of the heart. And it was established to pray every day, because every day a person's yetzer becomes stronger over him. And you have to add strength. And about this concept, it says in Shiur that your speech, your mouth is beautiful, or that your desert here is beautiful. That is when you are awakened to go up into this concept of desert and thirst. So it's found then that your elevation is from this concept of desert and desolation, and this descent is for the purpose of elevation, dafka, specifically because you're far away, but it's tzia in this desolate land. Tigdalat Simon, your thirst will be greater. Vinyan Simon zeh. The concept of this thirst, Nikragamkin, Midbar, is also called the desert Shulashon Diburat Tefillah, which is from the language of speech, of prayer. Vegam Haizbonanus, and also the concept, also the contemplation, what you're thinking about in the davening. Midbar, it's this concept of the desert. How even the higher worlds Midbar Ushmama are still a concept of desert and desolation. Only it's you, Hashem, alone. Everything in comparison is not. Midbar Sinai. This concept is called the desert of Sinai. Yarda Sino canal. Why is it called Sinai? Because the hatred comes down because of this thirst in this desert and the prayers that we say. Similarly, it was established all the verses of praise in the beginning of prayer in order to awaken and to greaten this thirst in the midst of man and the deep heart, into how when you place it upon your heart, or even the heavens and the heavens of heavens, v'amayim Hashem al Hashemayim, and the water that's upon the heavens, Yahalu es Shem Havayachulu, how they all praise the name of Hashem, B'chinas Shmo Bilvad, the concept of his name alone is Shem Havaya. V'gam B'chinas Shmo, and even his name, Hu Niskav B'chinas Levado, is exalted alone. The concept of alone, the Leis Machshavat Fisabei, that no thought can grasp him. Rak Hodo v'Zivo Shel Shmo al Eretz V'Shamayim Chulu. Only a glimmer and a light from his name are upon the earth and the heavens. Like it's explained in another place. So when you think about this, similarly is the idea of the blessing of Yotzer Orech. Will allow them angels say that he is holy and exalted. And you cannot compare it to him. May be blessed more than the inanimate towards man. A man of intellect and life and speech. And all of this greatens the thirst from below to above, Midbar Sinai and the desert of Sinai. Until right before Shema, when you say that you loved us with the love of the world, that this blessing of the love of the world is to draw down from above to below. That's when you satiate this thirst. Oil more. That's called the tent of meeting within the desert. The desert is your thirst in far away, and the tent of meeting is quenching the thirst, and that's the love, right, of Kriya Shema.